everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Friday and it's January 20th. We do have one meeting to tell you about. However, it was at 9 o'clock this morning and it was a orientation. So if you have missed it, you are late. So make sure you get to that third new resident orientation. All right, on our show today, we have Supervisor Katrina Foley, who is our new supervisor for the 5th District. So she's going to give us an update of what's happening there. Then we have Sports Corner with Cole Young. And then we have Jeffrey Rodriguez, who is here on behalf of Social Security. And there's a lot of things that are going on with Social Security, and a great one for this year, 2023. So if you're already taking Social Security, you're really going to want to listen to this. All right, let's take a look at our weather. Well, we had a crazy thing happen yesterday between the hours of 4 and 6. We had tons of rain. They said it was only going to be a light rain, but it turned out to be quite a bit harder. But we are looking at gorgeous skies for the next 5 days. 60-42, 65-43, 61-44, 62-39, and 62-42. All sunny. If you are traveling, take a look at these numbers. And boy, we've got some snow totals. Beaches 62-46, San Diego 62-43, Santa Barbara 64-44, Palm Springs not much warmer 67-40, Tahoe, Big Bear, and Mammoth 32-15, 40-20, 29-8, and Las Vegas 55-32. Average snowfall for California over that storm was 28 inches to 258 inches. If you want to know which areas had the most, you can go to onthesnow.com, but I will give you a little bit of breakdown. Bear Mountain got 28 to 40 inches powder, Heavenly 50, 135, Mammoth 178 to 238, so crazy. Our sunrise this morning was at 6:54, and our sunset will be at 5:10. Beautiful photo and sunset out of Newport Beach. All right, when we come back, we will have Supervisor Katrina Foley, so stick around.
We promise to meet you with an open heart and curious mind. To never have the answers before we've heard your story. Because you are not everyone else, and healthcare is not one size fits all. Highest performing hospital, top ranked physicians, 50 convenient locations, right here in Orange County. You, empowered by Hogue.
Hi, remember us?
We're back,
Christine and Jack from the Jewelry Box.
which is now the Jewelry Box Estate Buyers.
Relocated in a new spot in our old shopping center.
But we're still Orange County's preeminent buyer of gold, jewelry, watches, and flatware.
And we're still a full jewelry repair center. And with our 3 graduate gemologists, we're still here to appraise your special pieces.
And like always, at the Jewelry Box Estate Buyers,
It's about trust.
Laguna Woods Dental Care, our goal is to serve and provide dental services to the residents of Laguna Woods. Dr. Mohsen Mahmood is currently specializing in senior dental care from USC Dental School and has been serving the Laguna Woods community for over 16 years. At Laguna Woods Dental, our top priority is your overall wellness, ensuring your current medications do not affect your oral health. We offer a convenient plan for $250 a year that includes exam, x-rays, and all types of cleanings are covered. Our office is located right outside of gate number 3. Come book your appointment today.
Freedom Village Skilled Nursing offers rehabilitation after surgery with our team of on-site therapy professionals. We are proud that our quality care measures are recognized by Medicare. We support you with your recovery with a caring staff and registered nurses around the clock. Freedom Village Skilled Nursing is conveniently located near 3 hospitals, open to the public, and offers private Serenity Suites. Call today to experience first-class care for your loved one.
Welcome back. Well, today, of course, we have Katrina Foley here, who is our new supervisor for the 5th district. Well, Katrina, thank you for joining us today.
Yes, it's great to be here.
Nice to finally have you here as our supervisor, and boy, there is a lot to cover. So today I think we're just sort of briefly touching on a couple of different things. But before we just jump right into that real quick, just tell me, for those people who may not know you, tell me just a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you. So I just want to say thank you to Laguna Woods, because we had a great support in Laguna Woods to help us to keep this seat and start to represent this area. I'm an attorney of 26 years. I'm a small business owner. I've owned my own law firm. I'm a mom of 2 sons. One just graduated from UCSB last year.
Yay.
He just got his real estate license, so he's on to be adulting. My youngest is still at home, but that's okay. He's it's a difficult time with these college kids over the last couple of years, so a little slower to go. And then my husband is a teacher. We've been married for 31 and a half years, and I just love serving our community. I have been representing the more northern part of the community for many years, and now I'm getting to know South County and love Laguna Woods and all that you have to offer here. And I look forward to many, many meetings here and helping the residents.
Excellent. Well, good stuff. And then, of course, like you mentioned, you guys are doing a lot of things, not just in this community, but all over South County.
Right.
So let's just do a brief overview of some of the things that I think probably are very important to our group. So aging.
Yes. So the board just voted on a master plan for aging vendor that we hired to create a master plan for aging. Now, full disclosure, I voted against this contract, not because I don't believe we need the plan, but because I didn't think that this particular vendor was experienced in developing a senior master plan for aging. But this is what we're doing as a board, and so I am going to be working very closely with the organization, making sure that our seniors and our organizations that serve seniors have a seat at the table to give input, because the plan needs to reflect what the needs are for all seniors of all economic levels, of all ages of senior status, and also demographics of all different cultural backgrounds. So we want to make sure that we're being very representative. And the studies show that 1 in 4 Orange County residents are going to be seniors by 2040. So we need a plan. We're way behind. We really are. We're like a decade behind. So I'll be pushing this, and I'd love to get everyone's input. You'll start to hear announcements about stakeholder meetings, community town halls, surveys. We really hope that you'll help us get the information out, because we want to make sure we address housing, healthcare, transportation, jobs. It's a new world. You can still work till you're 75 here, I know. And I think, and this brings us to the next one, is healthcare, because, a lot of things have been in the news, and I think we're a little afraid because we don't want certain things to be taken away or cut. Right? We'd rather have other things be cut. And so, of course, Medicare, we certainly don't want anything to happen to that. So what do you say to those types of things that we're hearing? Well, as I've shared before on your program, my 96-year-old grandmother and my 76-year-old mom both live with us. We built them a little ADU in the back so they could live right with us. Now, Medicare is critical for them. This is their only income, and healthcare, Social Security and Medicare. So this is something I don't get to vote on as a county supervisor. However, we do have influence. Speaking with our congressional delegation of both parties here, we will be making sure that we share that our seniors here need protection for their Medicare, for their Social Security benefits. The other thing is that I do have good news. Insulin, both in California and across the nation, is down now, the price of insulin, because of some of the legislation that got passed last year. So that's going to help a lot of our seniors and just families in general. But we must make sure that we protect our seniors and on limited incomes. We can't start cutting. It causes a lot of stress and anxiety. I know that the limited income that my grandmother gets because of my grandpa's, when he died, he was a teacher. He has his teacher's retirement, so she gets a little piece of that, and then she gets her Social Security, but she didn't work. She was not a working, she's 96 at the time that she was of working age. She was at home. So it's not like we have a lot of older individuals who have a lot invested in Social Security. So we have to make sure we don't cut anything for them.
Well, good. That's good to hear. Now, the railroad. Now, we talked well, actually, we never really talked about this, but you see it on the news about how that railroad is having an issue down in San Clemente. So what's the project that they're talking about?
So the county board members also sit on the Orange County Transportation Authority with others who are representative from other cities. Now, we've been, over the last 3 months, working to stabilize the hill at Capo Beach.
Right.
Because the coastal erosion, the storms, the loss of sand there has literally just taken out the beach. We used to have basketball courts there. We used to have a parking lot, parking meters, everything gone, washed out to sea. And so it's edging its way towards the railroads. So we invested $12 million as the Orange County Transportation Authority to put in what's called tiebacks. So they basically tie the mountain to the mountain side, the part that's falling into the part that's secure. And we've been working on that. It's a temporary fix. And we also put some of this rock, they call it riprap, to try to secure the tracks. But long term, we have to get our federal partners, our state partners, to do what we're doing in the northern part of our coastal area here in Orange County and in San Diego, which is adding sand to the beach, so you have a protective area. That's the beach there. And then also, talking about realigning the railroad track away from the coast, because you're not going to stop the ocean.
Well, you're not going to, and it's just, and you know what? And we're seeing, I mean, the powerful waves that we just had really were something that I think we haven't seen in some time. So, of course, that helped the erosion.
Well, and
sure.
it's a matter of national defense, because this railroad track, while it's serving commuters, it's also serving Camp Pendleton. It's a commerce line, because the ports in San Diego, the ports in Long Beach and LA, they all use this railroad system. So this is a very critical railroad system in Southern California, and we are long overdue in making a plan for the future. So that's something I will be working fiercely on over the next 4 years.
Right, great. And then lastly, let's quickly touch on a power authority. What is that?
So Orange County Power Authority is a community choice energy for renewable energy, and it's a way, in concept, it's a great way for us to open up competition for energy that's cleaner energy. So we last year, the county board voted to join the Power Authority. Now, Lisa Bartlett and I, we did not support that. Your former supervisor here, we both joined together saying we're not ready. We don't know. There was a lot of red flags. So I asked for an audit of the Power Authority, because we were hearing a lot of problems about the failure to follow proper financial safeguards, transparency, rates increasing. And in the county unincorporated area, which is most of District 5, we were really concerned about the ratepayers and whether their rates would go up if we joined the Power Authority, because you're automatically opted in unless you opt out. It's very complicated to opt out. So we voted in December, before Supervisor Bartlett left, to withdraw from the Power Authority. So now in January, I had an item to ask us to look at other more established power authorities and consider joining those, so that, one, we reduce the rates for our residents, and we provide a cleaner energy resource that you can opt into, and we don't have this like automatic opt out that people may not know. I mean, come on, the little postcard. How many of us actually read all those little postcards with the small print?
No kidding.
So I'm just really concerned about the ratepayers, but we do need to move forward with a cleaner energy in our community for the future. So we'll keep looking at that, but do some good research so it's protective of the ratepayers.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for the information. I'm sure we'll see you again.
All right. Thanks so much for having me.
You're welcome. And if you want more information about anything that we have discussed, you can always go to d5.ocgov.com. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to another episode of Sports Corner. I'm Cole Young, and just as a spoiler alert, I'm going to spend this entire episode on the most important event currently happening in the sports world, the NFL playoffs. Last weekend was Super Wildcard Weekend, where we got 6 playoff games between Saturday and Monday. The weekend kicked off with a division rival matchup of the Seahawks and 49ers. To start this year, many people, myself included, predicted that Seattle might win 3 games max this season. Quarterback Geno Smith proved the world wrong and led the Seahawks to a 9-8 record, earning them second place in the NFC West and the number 7 seed in the playoffs. On the other side of the field, San Francisco again entered this year as a Super Bowl contender, and the addition of Christian McCaffrey solidified that belief. After both starting quarterbacks Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo suffered season-ending injuries, it was up to the rookie, drafted 262nd overall, Brock Purdy, to take the reins. Many people doubted the first-year quarterback would be able to continue the 49ers' dominance, but he did just that. Although he had a shaky first half to the game against Seattle, he was able to throw for 3 touchdowns and no interceptions and led San Francisco to their 11th straight victory and on to the divisional round. The night game on Saturday was probably the most exciting game of the weekend. Our local LA Chargers headed to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. The Jaguars finished the 2021 season with a 3-14 record. Then, after making several changes with the coaching staff and adding some key free agents, the Jaguars finished 2022 with a 9-8 record and as the number 4 seed in the playoffs. The game would start horrendously for Jacksonville, with quarterback Trevor Lawrence throwing 4 interceptions and the Chargers jumping out to a 27-0 lead. However, as Yogi Berra would say, it ain't over till it's over. The Jaguars would mount the 3rd largest comeback in playoff history and eliminate the Chargers from the playoffs after pulling off a 31-30 victory. After this massive breakdown by the Chargers, the team has already fired their offensive coordinator and their quarterbacks coach. To start this season, I predicted the Buffalo Bills would be Super Bowl champs this year. And so far so good, but I have to admit I was a little bit worried on Sunday. The Bills hosted the Miami Dolphins, who began the year at 8-3 and looked like a legitimate Super Bowl contender. But after a few close losses and some injuries to key players, including quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, they would finish the year with a 9-8 record and just barely make it into the playoffs. However, third-string quarterback Skylar Thompson put up a solid fight against Buffalo, and for a while, it looked like the Dolphins might pull off the upset. But Josh Allen and the Bills were able to narrowly avoid elimination and beat Miami 34-31. Later on Sunday, the Minnesota Vikings, the team many people considered to be the best team in the NFL, would fall short against the number 6 seed New York Giants. Quarterback Daniel Jones played arguably the best game of any quarterback all weekend, throwing for over 300 yards and 2 touchdowns and rushing for just about another 80. The Vikings still had a chance to tie the game late in the 4th quarter, but a miscalculation by Kirk Cousins led to a failed 4th down attempt, and the Giants would come out of this game victorious, winning 31-24. At night, the bitter rivalry between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens was reignited. After a back-and-forth first 3 quarters, the game was tied 17-17 to start the 4th. The Ravens were on the goal line, about to punch in the go-ahead touchdown, when quarterback Tyler Huntley lost the football and Bengals edge rusher Sam Hubbard scooped and scored with a 98-yard recovery, and that would be the final score of the game, with the Bengals on top 24-17. And lastly, the Monday night showdown between the Cowboys and Buccaneers proved to be the, most underwhelming game of the weekend. The Cowboys rolled right over the Bucs, winning 31-14. After a rough performance, the Bucs fired offensive coordinator Byron Leftwich, and the world speculated that this might be the last time we see Tom Brady in the NFL. But I think that will be the last time we see him in Tampa Bay, but he'll be back. After all that, the matchups for the divisional round are set. With the first round byes, the Eagles and Chiefs are set to make their playoff appearances this weekend. On Saturday, the Jaguars travel to Kansas City to face the Chiefs, and the Giants will square off against their division rivals, the Eagles, in Philly. Then, on Sunday, the Bills and Bengals will face off for what might be the best game of the year, and the 49ers host the Dallas Cowboys at home for another historic matchup. I still stick with my predictions from last week that this time next week, the Chiefs and Bills will be in the AFC Championship game, and the Eagles and 49ers will be representing the NFC. But never count out the Bengals or the Cowboys. Thank you once again for joining me on this week's edition of Sports Corner. Come back next Friday to see if I was right. I'm Cole Young. Enjoy your weekend.
Welcome back. Well, we have Jeffrey Rodriguez here who's going to give us a Social Security update. And as I mentioned in our opener, we have some really good information for those who are already collecting Social Security. Welcome. It's so nice to meet you kind of in person. I know we see you in passing because you have your own show that really does outline a lot of Social Security things.
Yes, thank you for having me on. It's great to be with you. And we do. I try to come on and provide some of that information, just fill in things that are going on. But to be able to be on today with you is fantastic, to be able to share some of those updates.
Perfect. Well, I love it. And, you know, there's a lot of questions that go into Social Security. And as I was mentioning to Katrina Foley, I mean, we're worried, right? Because there's so much talk in the news about, oh, we're going to reduce Social Security or it's going to run out. I mean, goodness, the people must be frightened if you're going to be taking Social Security soon. So can you speak to that just real quickly about, you know, some of these worries that we have?
Yeah, definitely. And it's exactly what you're saying. It's just rhetoric. and I really tell people, don't listen to the rhetoric. It's going to scare you. It's kind of just something to talk about, right?
Yeah.
Really what I say is go on to our website. Our newly designed website's a great place to get the right information, what truly is law. And that's what people need to focus in on. What is the true Social Security law? What's going on at that point? Don't worry about what possibly. We'll handle it when it gets there. But Social Security is here to stay. It has, you know, as far as its foundation, there's no need to worry on that side, especially for the average person. Don't need to worry. Need to worry.
Now, one thing that you know has happened because of inflation, there was an increase, and it was a pretty mighty increase.
It was a record-breaking for us, 8.7% cost of living adjustment, and so definitely at a time as we're coming out of the pandemic, trying to get back into just a great boost overall. So yeah. Thankfully, right?
Well, yeah, thankfully, because obviously there just isn't enough. You know, if you didn't get a lot of Social Security before, now at least it helps, right? I mean, it might help with gas or whatever the case might be, right?
Exactly, and that goes for anyone, even if they took a early reduced, where you know maybe they had to take it early, so that gives them a nice little, you know, kind of back on what maybe they lost, so to speak.
One thing I want to address, though, it's only for those who are actually receiving Social Security right now. So if I'm still paying into Social Security, mine did get raised.
No, yes and no. Because what happens every year, the portion that we use to calculate the benefits, what we call BEN points, B-E-N-D, BEN points, those go up. So what happens in that first 90% that the individual gets, you know, increased. So it's the same, pretty much. You really are. You just don't see it yet.
Okay. Oh, I see. So once you start to draw, you'll see it.
Exactly.
And then another thing is, people still like to work. You know, they're retired, but maybe they're dabbling in something they've always wanted to do, and they're getting a little income here and there. They raise the limit, right?
Yes. So every year, normally there's an increase. So this year it's at $21,240. So an individual can work and receive Social Security. If they're going to be above that and they're below full retirement age, not the time to do it. But if they have hit full retirement age, and they need to look up the chart on our website so they can find out what is my full retirement age. From that point forward, we don't count income. So someone can work and receive Social Security, no penalties, just moving forward nice and easy.
All right, excellent. Now, of course, Social Security helps children and adults under age 65 who have a disability or are blind. I did not know that.
So SSI, Supplemental Security Income, is really one of those areas that a lot of people don't know, and don't know that Social Security is the one that administrates it. And so we really want people to know we're hitting our 50 years on that, of being doing this, and it's a needs-based program. So people with reduced income and limited resources. And we really want to get the word out. And so part of being on today, I appreciate it because it can let people know if you are in that situation, low income, reduced resources, please get a hold of Social Security. You potentially may have a benefit that they're eligible to there.
Did not know that. And I'm actually very surprised.
And the key is it's for people with a disability or individuals that have hit age 65 or older.
Got it.
And that's one of the two ways that you're going to become eligible to it.
But one other thing that's interesting is that even if you don't have disabilities, you might meet a financial requirement. right? Or what financial qualification, I should say.
Right. So
Okay.
there's qualifiers for that. So if the individual, and it's roughly about 1,000 or below, if your income is about 1,000 or below,
Okay.
then that would automatically potentially qualify you. Again, the limited income. And then the other side is resource. Individual, it's $2,000, and for couples, it's $3,000, and that's liquid. So you can own a home, live in it, you can have a car, one car, and we're not counting any of that. It's just liquid type of. So if you have a 401k and you're saying, well, I need to wait till I can tap into it, well, even though there's a penalty, we still would count that in that resources.
Sure.
But for individuals that don't have that, they definitely would, potentially fall in that area.
Okay, now is that information all on the website?
It is, and that's
Okay.
what, I'd say go there first, and then once you've gone there, it really is, the best way to connect back with Social Security, one is online. It's there's a lot of answers there, there's a lot of way to get information, but if you can't get what you need there or unable to do your business online, which we have increased, the next is to call us.
Okay.
Our 1-800 number, and a lot of people, and I've heard it out there, are experiencing some wait times, but you can imagine the amount of people that are trying to get a hold of Social Security every day. So we're not going to be able to answer the calls immediately. Sometimes they're quicker than others. So when people say, Jeffrey, when's the best time to call? When you have a chance to just hold on and wait until we can get to you, that's the best time to call.
Okay.
And then if it has to do with local business, meaning you're doing something in the office, you'll have access to that local office's number.
Okay.
And you can call there and talk to a representative to help you with whatever you're doing business locally.
Right.
Now, if you can't get that, you can always get an appointment to come in if you're trying to file your benefits.
Okay.
Or you can just walk in. Now, if you're walking in, just be careful because as on the phone, there's we have several people that come, hundreds that come every day.
Yeah.
So it's going to take a while for our staff, and we do have limited staff at the offices.
Yeah.
We're in a hybrid situation, which a lot of companies and organizations are at. So we try to do our best to keep all the windows open and get people through.
Yeah.
But they're going to experience some wait times. No, you may have to wait outside because if the lobby's full, they're not big lobbies.
Yeah.
So just kind of come prepared for all of that if you're walking in. But if you're going to make an appointment for something that you're trying to file a benefit for, and you can make an appointment, you'll be seen on time, whether that's on the phone or in person.
Okay. Now, can you make an appointment on the new website?
No, so the website doesn't allow you to do that yet. I think that probably will come soon.
That will be great.
I'm sure it will, but for right now, it's calling and setting up the appointment directly.
Well, perfect. Well, I appreciate the overview for you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And we'll see you again.
Yeah, thank you.
And then, of course, you've got your show, too,
I got
that everybody
that.
can tune in.
And you know what I do want, just if we can, in closing, people can always get a hold of me.
Okay, great.
I offer myself up to anyone who would like to. If you're, just stuck somewhere, just email me.
Okay,
Very
great.
simple, jeffrey.rodriguez@ssa.gov, and I'll get back to them, help them out best I can.
Perfect. Well, we love that. Now you're going to be really busy because we're all going to call you. Thank you again.
Thank you.
All right. And of course, if you want more information, you can always go to the Social Security office, and that is socialsecurity.gov, actually their website. Or you can follow them on all these different social medias. We'll be right back. Thank you. Good job. Don't